I'm back with another process from the book Ask and It Is Given. Today we are going to look at dreams. And dreams are a subject that a lot of people often ask me questions about. So I am really excited about this. So this is process number 7, and it's called Evaluating Dreams. When to use this process? When you want to understand why you are having a particular dream, when you want to understand what your vibrational point of attraction is, and what you are in the process of creating even before it manifests into your real life experience. So, the one thing that I want to tell you in response to what I just read is that dreams are a form of guidance. When we dream, that is our inner being trying to communicate with us at a different level. Because if we are not listening to the guidance that's coming while we are conscious and awake, our inner being does not give up on us. Our inner being then tries to find another way to reach us. And that other way of reaching us is through dreams. So that's what this chapter is all about. Now, Abraham says that this process is good for people anywhere on the emotional scale. So all the way from 1 down to the bottom at 22. Fear, grief, depression, despair, and powerlessness. And why is that? Well, it is because our inner being is always there with us and is always trying to communicate with us. So that's why, right? Okay, so now these are important words. What you think about and what manifests in your life experience is always a vibrational match. And in the same way, what you think about and what manifests in your dream state is always a vibrational match. So it's important to understand that your dream state is reflective of what's going on in your mind and what you're feeling emotionally while you're consciously thinking your thoughts. It is never too far away. So you can't, for example, you can't wake up and say, oh, I was feeling really good and then I dreamt this really horrible dream, so I don't understand why I dreamt this really horrible dream, because I was in such a good place. I should have been dreaming a really good dream. So that's the difference, folks. That's where you know that if your dream was scary or fearful in some way, then you know that even though you think you're being positive, you are not really being positive. And that is really crucial information, because that's the one thing that people get wrong when I'm trying to coach them and I'm trying to help them understand how law of attraction works, is that a lot of people think that they are positive. Well, if you are so positive, then your life should be working really well. And if you're feeling stuck on more than one issue, then it is certain that you're not as positive as you think you are. I know, because I was one of those people who used to think that I was extremely positive minded, always a go-getter, always, wanting to do good. But I understood later on that that's not equivalent to being positive. Being positive is something completely different. Being positive means having a vibration that does not waver, is constant, and is high up on the emotional scale. So if you are worried about stuff, if you're always thinking, oh, what could go wrong with this? And can I really trust this person? Well, then you're not positive, because all of those kinds of thoughts create fear. And if you're fearful, then you're not living your life to the maximum extent that you are capable of living your life. Okay, so then let's move on. Your dominant thoughts always match your manifestation. See? Your dominant thought always matches your manifestation. So you can't really say that you are abundant thinking when there's no money in the bank, because your manifestation always matches what you have been thinking and the vibration that you have been offering all along. All right. Your dominant thoughts always match your manifestations, and so once you understand the absolute correlations between your thoughts, how you feel, and what is manifesting in your experience, you can then accurately predict everything that will come into your life. Isn't that wonderful? Because, see, this is the thing. Once you start understanding vibration and how it works, and you become observant of the reality that is around you, then you don't need divination anymore. You don't need tarot cards and astrology to tell you what's going to happen next, because you know whether the next thing that's going to happen is going to be something good or something that you don't like, because it all depends on your manifestation is an indicator of what is coming next. Your manifestation is an indicator of the way you're thinking, your thoughts. When you dream about something, it is always a match to the thoughts that you have been thinking. Always. You may not be aware of the thoughts that you've been thinking. That's a totally different thing. You may not be aware of the thoughts you're thinking, which means that you're not being mindful. Mindfulness, so many people talk about mindfulness, and mindfulness is important because when you are mindful in your now moment, you know where you are, whether you're feeling good or not good, and you do something about it. You find something that makes you feel better to focus on. Not something good, not something that makes you feel good, something that feels better. And that's the key. So, since each of your dreams is in fact your creation, isn't that interesting? Every dream, it's not coming out of nowhere. It is your creation. It is not possible for you to dream about anything that you have not created through your thoughts. The fact that it has now manifested in your dream state means that you have given it a significant amount of thought. And folks, whether it's a dream that makes you feel scared or whether it's a dream that makes you feel happy, isn't it good to understand what your dreams mean? The essence of the way you feel about things you think about most will eventually manifest in your real life experience, but first it will try to manifest in your dream so that it can help you understand what you're doing in your thinking and feeling, so that if you don't like what you're about to create, that you can do something to change that trajectory. That's why our dreams are a place where our inner being, the non-physical, is trying to communicate to us because we are not listening in the wake straight. That's why. The process for evaluating dreams is as follows. As you go to bed, consciously acknowledge that your dreams accurately reflect your thoughts. Say to yourself, it is my intention to rest well and to awaken refreshed. And if there is anything important for me to recall from my dream state, I will recall it when I awaken. Then, as you awaken, before you get up, lie there for a few minutes and ask yourself, do I remember anything from my dream state? Although you may be able to recall different aspects of your dream state throughout the day, usually the best chance of recalling your dream is when you first awaken. Isn't that pretty self-explanatory? Hang on a second. It's not something that I feel that I need to explain any further. Okay, going back here. All right. Okay, so if you give your mind an instruction, your mind is so powerful that it will obey your instructions. So if you tell your mind as you're going to bed, if you tell your mind that it is your intention to be able to remember your dreams, then your mind is going to help you to remember. That's just how it works, because your mind is supposed to be under your control, not the other way around. Okay. So the question to ask is, rather than give your attention to the subject of your dream, give attention to the emotion of your dream. Abraham says the most important thing is how you feel. The emotion may feel good or bad. As you wake up and you recall the dream, it's about feeling how it felt. That is valuable information, because if it feels bad, then that dream is telling you that you're not focused the way you should be focused in your wake state. Okay. So ask yourself, how did I feel when this was happening in my dream? When you recall a piece of your dream, ask yourself, how was I feeling? Did this feel good? Did it feel scary? And that information that you get as a response to that question that you ask, that is valuable information for you. It is truly more fulfilling to consciously create increasingly satisfying scenarios in your life experience. So that's what we call daydreaming, right? When you're daydreaming or you're visualizing, you are creating something in your wake state, and then you are the choreographer. You're designing the set and you're writing the dialogue, and you're seeing it play out in your mind's eye. And it's fun. As soon as you begin to understand that your dreams are wonderful reflections of how you really feel and what you are creating, then you can begin to deliberately change your thoughts in order to positively affect your dreams. And as soon as you receive the positive dream, you will know that you are on the path of a more positive real life manifestation. If you awaken from a bad dream, remember that it is guidance. A dream doesn't mean that it's going to come true. It is just guidance. It's a premonition, right? It's a premonition. So use the premonition. Use the information in that premonition to decide what to do next. If it doesn't feel good, then you want to, in your wake state, you want to be more deliberate about picking your thoughts so that you can think more positively. Okay. Abraham says something important here. You do not create while you are dreaming. Important to remember. You do not create while you are dreaming. Your dream is a manifestation of what you have been thinking in your awake state. However, once you are awake and you are now thinking about or discussing your dream, those thoughts do affect your future creations. So if you have a scary dream, something happened that scared you, and you keep thinking about it all day, and you tell other people about it, now you are actually making that event bigger. You're making that negative vibration bigger. And it could result in the event that you saw in your dream, or it could result in anything else just as well. Just know that the result is not going to be something that you enjoy, because in your dream state you did not feel good when you saw this dream. Then Abraham says, you may discover more than one emotion within the dream. but the emotions will not be very different from each other. The emotions will not be very different from each other. For example, you would not feel both ecstatic and angry in the same dream because the vibrational frequency of those two emotions is too extreme. So the emotions that you feel in your dream will be very similar to each other. Anger can lead to revenge. So those two can be in the same dream. Hope can lead to winning the lottery. Those two are very similar, right? Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, so now Abraham says if you find that your dream is scary, then you need to go back to process number 22, which is called moving up the emotional scale. And that's where we started. And what that process is all about is about thinking thoughts that feel just a little bit better. That's all. Just thinking thoughts that feel just a little bit better. Okay. And then Abraham gives an example. And the example they give is a story from Esther and Jerry's life, where Abraham tells us that Jerry and Esther, so Esther used to work for Jerry, and then she joined the business that Jerry was in. Jerry was in network marketing, and Esther was his assistant or secretary, and then she also joined that network marketing company. So they were mutually involved in a business enterprise. But they were not romantically involved. They felt appreciation for one another, but there was nothing further than that. However, in those days, Esther had come out of a relationship. She already had a daughter, Tracy, and she wanted a new relationship. She was asking for, and where did Abraham say? She was asking for a partner who appreciates me. I want a joyful life experience. I want to live happily ever after. Those were her desires. And then she had this dream, and in the dream she felt Jerry kissing her. And the vibration that created was so delicious that she revisited that dream again and again. She tried to dream it again. She visualized it. It was fun for her. And because she relived that vibration again and again and again, so therefore, it actually came to pass. That's what Abraham is explaining over here. Because whatever vibration you focus on and you may give it more weight. So that's why Abraham says that it's the balance of your thought that will manifest. What does that mean? The balance of your thought will manifest. Well, it's whichever thought, whichever subject, the absence or the having of it that you are giving more time to in your thoughts, that one is the one which will manifest. It's as simple as that. So if things are happening that you don't want to see happen, if you're looking for a relationship, it's not coming, you want more money and it's not showing up, you want better health and you can't figure it out, all that means is that your balance of thought is not in the right place. If it was, then this is the law of attraction. If your thoughts were in the right place, then the things that you want would be coming to you rapidly, really, really quickly. So if something is on hold, it is proof that you are not thinking the way you ought to be thinking. So you have to stop and you have to start doing something differently. What did Einstein say? The definition of insanity: doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results, right? So, and that applies to our thought and it applies to the manifestation process. If we keep thinking the same thoughts, we will keep getting the same results. Simple. If you want a different set of results, you want a different life, you want a different partner, you want your existing partner to be different, you have to think about it differently. Only then will you be able to manifest something different. Okay. So then we go on to the section on page 198, dreams as sneak previews of your future. Now, if you have things you want, but they are not things that you have any touchstones about in your own life, for instance, you may want to be well, but you have never been well, or you might want to be prosperous, but you have never been prosperous, or you want a loving mate, but you have never had a loving mate, talk to your inner being about what you want and why you want it. And let your inner being offer to you in your dream state images that you can flow energy towards, which will cause your vibrational state to be as you want it to be. And then the law of attraction will bring you the things that you want, which is just Abraham's way of saying what I just told you. Your dreams are manifestations of your vibrational point of attraction. That's it. So I know some people dream and other people don't dream, and some people dream and don't remember their dreams, and other people dream and remember clearly what they saw. But there is guidance in our dream. And I want to say to those people who forget what they dreamt, that you do not need to remember the content of your dream. Listen carefully. Let me repeat this. You do not need to remember the content of your dream. The only thing you need to remember is how it made you feel. It has happened to me often that I know I'm dreaming and it's feeling really good, and I can see something, and then in the next second I lose it. And I want to go back there because it was so delicious, but I can't conjure that image again. But I already got something really important from it. I got to know where my feelings were. I got to know how I was feeling in response to what I was seeing. And that is the most important piece of information of all, because that is what tells you whether or not you are pointed in the right direction on the emotional scale, whether you're pointing towards the things that you want, or whether you're pointing in a direction that is opposite to the things that you want. Because when you know that, then you can do something about it. If you're pointed in a direction that's opposite to what you want, then you can change your direction. And all of this work, all of the stuff in this book is about helping us do that. All the processes in this book are about helping us shift the way we think our thoughts so that we can manifest something different in the future. All right. As a result of what the influence surrounding you has been encouraging you to think, you may be flowing energy towards financial disaster. So you have to start paying attention to what the messages that the universe is sending you. And so when you awaken and you say, I don't want that. And then you say, what is it? Forgot to bring a bottle of water. Anyway, so when you awaken and you say, I don't want that. That thing that I just saw in my dream, I don't want that. Then you say, what is it that I do want and why do I want it? The why do I want it is because you want to feel good, always. And if you focus on feeling good, then you've shifted your vibration. And if you've shifted your vibration, then good things are already on their way. So Abraham says, then you start flowing your energy productively towards what you do want, transmutating your energy and thereby changing your future experience. So folks, that's what this is all about. That's what it is all about, to understand what your dreams are. They are messages from the universe. And it is our work to start paying attention. Start paying attention so that we can use that information that is coming to us in order to create a better future for ourselves. So I hope that this was useful, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And if you did, please click on that like button and subscribe And when you subscribe, if you click on the notification bell, that's when I can send you an invitation to come back for more. So take care, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow with another chapter from the book Ask and It Is Given. Bye for now.